Well, Sabbath greetings to everyone. I hope you've had a wonderful week. It's been a whirlwind of a week here. We got back in town. We actually came back a day later than we had originally anticipated from camp. We stayed over a night in Kirksville on our way home. It kind of split the trip up, and so we didn't get home until Tuesday as opposed to Monday. So it's been a short week here and a week of trying to get back into the swing of things after being gone for, I don't know, it's been about 2 weeks or so since we began our travels. So busy trying to get caught up, and right now I'm probably about 3/4 of the way through my sermon for tomorrow. So trying to finish that up, and also just trying to get things accomplished. There's a couple things on my list that I did not quite get around to, unfortunately, but I'll have to jump back into it here. Probably on Sunday I'll have to do a little bit, but anyway, have gotten quite a bit accomplished. It's good to be home. It's always good to be home. The travels are wonderful. I was able to visit with brethren in Columbia, Missouri. Had the opportunity to speak there a couple of weeks ago and visit with the brethren there, and then head to Kansas City and spend a little bit of time in Kirksville with my in-laws, and then headed to Kansas City. Spent a little bit of time with my family there. It's never enough, but we're happy to have the time that we had to get caught up with family and spend some time together. Had the opportunity. Well, I think about 10:30 in the morning last Sabbath, I thought I was off the hook for anything there in Kansas City, and as it turns out, my brother-in-law was scheduled to give the sermonette, and he was not feeling well, so I got a call about, I don't know, I think it was 10:30 Sabbath morning, asking if I could possibly put a sermonette together, which that was no problem. I just tried to relate some of the principles from camp that we covered there in our theme of sportsmanship, and then Mr. Ray Clore was visiting the area, so he gave the sermon. It was great to hear from him. He gave a stellar sermon. But anyway, we had a couple wonderful Sabbaths away, but we missed you while we were away. I did want to mention too, with all the just various things going on, and of course the church-wide fast is coming up on the 30th. So we just have, this Sabbath and next Sabbath, and then the Sabbath after that will be the fast. We are going to be changing our plans, by the way. We would normally on the 30th, I think on the 30th we were scheduled to be in Dubuque, but because of that church-wide fast and because of the travels that my wife had, the traveling she has to do on Sunday, taking the kids to teen camp, we're not going to try to get to Dubuque. I believe received a message this past week that they are planning on sending out a must-play sermon for that particular Sabbath. So I think we will forego being there in Dubuque on the 30th. I wouldn't be speaking anyway. But because of our other travels and other things going on, that's why I always mention on the schedules that it's always subject to change, because it almost always changes, especially during the summer months as things heat up and there's lots and lots going on, and sometimes unexpected things. So anyway, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're keeping track of what's going on. I tell you, there's some sobering things going on in the world, and I have right here in my possession the most recent, the July 5th, 2016 member letter, Dear Brethren letter here from Dr. Meredith. He's spending a little bit of time talking about the implications of the Brexit and how quickly some of the headlines are talking about what Europe is planning on doing, and they're wanting to move very, very swiftly. And we know when things start to happen here at the end of the age, we know because Scripture says they're going to happen quickly, swiftly, one thing leading right to the next, to the next, to the next. And he mentions several of these situations that took place here, the Orlando massacre as well as the Istanbul, Turkey. And then he mentions there's going to be others, probably even by the time you read this. And as a matter of fact, there was this terrible incident that took place in Nice. Let's see, it was Bastille Day there in the French city of Nice, and it sounds like the death toll has risen from the original report, and I think it's 80 or more now. I don't have that sitting right in front of me, but terrible situation going on there, and those things are just increasing and increasing. More and more of those things going on all the time, and Europe is really talking about becoming this United States of Europe. They want to basically come together in a way that they never have in that sense before in terms of the European Union. They're planning on, doing a lot of different things like, he covers this in the letter, but they're calling for closer cooperation for army, banks, and legal systems. Think about it. That's exactly what we've been calling for decades. That Europe is eventually going to get their act together. The banking systems are more than likely going to come together. They're going to have unified banking system. Their military is not going to be individualized anymore. It's going to be out of Brussels, and there's going to be a very powerful military that is established there in the European Union. So things are happening at a very, very quick pace and getting quicker all the time. So we need to be awake. We need to be aware. So I hope, again, that your week was well. I hope you have a fantastic Sabbath wherever you plan to keep it. We'll be in Milwaukee this Sabbath. Looking forward to seeing the brethren there. And the rest of you, we miss you. We love you. We're praying for you and appreciate your prayers for me. Appreciate all your prayers with regard to the preteen camp. Things overall went very, very well. We were very blessed with absolutely gorgeous weather. There was one kind of hot day, but really God was very merciful and provided the early rain in the morning and helped to calm down the rest of the days there. And it was very, very comfortable. And we had, again, a very productive and very fine camp there in Missouri. So anyway, I don't want to blab on anymore for tonight, but I hope you're all doing well. I love you. Please have a wonderful, safe, and profitable Sabbath. And we'll talk to you again real soon. Take care.